Right, hello and welcome back to another episode of Cars and Engineering. On today's episode, I'm going to be changing the gearbox oil on the Polo, so stay tuned. Right, so it's a very simple procedure to change the gearbox oil. You need very little tools. The only one that you might struggle to find is this one. It is a 17mm Allen key or Allen wrench. As you can see there, it says, well, if I focus it properly, it says 1.7 on it. It's a 17mm Allen key, Allen wrench, whatever you want to call it. This is quite vital. You might need a hammer as well, so just tap it. I'll show you when I'm underneath the car, but then I'm actually got a big hex plug, so you might need a little soft hammer to try and sort of knock it off. I've also got some silicone sealant to just seal the plugs back up so it doesn't leak. I've got a litre and about half of gearbox oil, and it's SAE 75 GL4. You can put other stuff in it, but don't put anything that the manufacturer doesn't recommend. Last time I changed it, it was just under a litre. It should take about 1.5, so I'm not too sure what's going on there. I think it probably was because I was on a hill. Try and do this on level ground, but something that should help me this time is this Sealy oil syringe. Basically, you just put it in like a syringe does, suck it in, level your oil in here, and then you can literally just pump it into the gearbox. So that should help greatly. I'll put a link in the description for all of this, or as much as I can find on the internet. For instance, the Allen key, the Loctite, or any sort of like any automotive silicone sealant will do. Don't use bathroom stuff. It might work, but I've never personally heard any good stories about it. The syringe was quite cheap. I think it was about 20 quid. And then the oil you can probably get from any good motor factor. But if I can find some, I'll put it in the link. And also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We're nearly at 1,000. We're doing very, very well, but I need your support to get over that milestone. Right, enough chit chatting here. I'm going to get the car, well, jacked up at the front anyway, to get underneath, get rid of the actual, like the under tray, slam panel, whatever you want to call it, with my little screwdriver, and then I can actually get to the gearbox. It's also very hot. I've just done about a 30-mile journey, so like when you get an engine hot to change the oil, I tend to get the gearbox hot, or the gearbox oil hot to warm, to then change that. Not roasting hot. I don't want to really put cold oil into a really hot metal gearbox, because I don't think it's going to do much good. So I'll let it get up to temperature, I'll let it drop a little bit, then I'll drop it out, then I'll put the new stuff in. But no, other than that, I'm going to stop talking and get underneath the car. Right, so here I am under the car. This is the tray we have to get rid of. There's these little sort of Torx bolts. There's like, I think there's normally one here, but I'm missing one, I think. There's one there, and then there's, should be three. There's one up here, and then one up there. One over there, get out of the way, and we can get to the gearbox. Right, so this is the fill hole. Basically, this is what you use to refill the gearbox oil. That one there is a drain hole. I'm going to put a bucket here to crack this one off ever so slightly with a 17mm hex. Should just fit in there nicely. Obviously, there's loads of pipes in the way all the time. That should fit in there nicely. Crack that off ever so slightly, not so it leaks, just so you can just sort of thread it out, so there's no like air vacuum, and then you can crack the main one off over here. So yeah, that's nice and loose. And now there you go. So get that to work like that. Now our main concern will be getting that one out. So I'm going to work on that one now. So before you take this out, I've got it fairly loose, as you might be able to tell by that. Remember that the gearbox oil is hot. Don't burn yourself on it. And make sure your bucket is in place just underneath. This is also as well where you can back this off so there's no vacuum. That should come out like that, so you don't lose that. So then that can drain nice and easily into your bucket. Now this is the drain plug. It's going to give it a bit of a clean with some solvent. A little bit of silicone sealant finally. No, you don't want too much, more is less with this. Well, you can skip this step, but I like to do it just for a little bit of peace of mind. Obviously don't cake it, otherwise that will be going into the gearbox. So then I'm going to put that in there for a few minutes while that finishes draining, and then I can replace that and then refill it. Right, so these bottles do come with like a hand little feature. They look like that, but if you pull on that nozzle, you get like a sort of spout to sort of put the liquid through. I do find they're pretty good, but sometimes the access to the actual holes or the actual fill holes themselves are like not great. The cars are, especially modern cars, there's a lot of engine and gearbox packed into a very small engine bay. This is a 2006 Polo, so there's a fairly big engine, the 1.8, not massive, but clearance is still an issue. So that's why I will be using obviously the syringe. It's just easier. It's got like a graduation on the side as well. Tells you sort of how much is in there. From 100ml, I think I go up to like 550ml. So these are 1 litre, I believe. Yeah, these are 1 litre bottles. I should need 1.5 of these. Like I said before, it only took about 100 last time. I'm going to tell a lie. These are 900ml bottles, so it should take probably 1 3/4 of these. Kind of maps it up a little bit there, but the syringe helps nonetheless. I'm going to prime this ready to be put into the gearbox. Right, I'm going to call it about done now. Right, and that's not going anywhere. Now it's time to start filling it, but first I need to prime the syringe. Right, it's very simple. Literally have the syringe in the in position, put the tube into the bottle, and you want to pull. And you can see there's a fair bit in there, but obviously I need more, so I'm going to crack open another bottle and continue filling the syringe up. You can just sort of back pressure it, just send the plunger back up. Obviously don't square out the top. Right, so that is the syringe fully primed. I now need to go back under the car, put this into the fill hole, and then fill it up until it basically leaks out. That is how you know how much is in there. That's why the fill hole is on the side and the drain hole is on the bottom. So let's do that now. So I have a bucket placed underneath this hole that goes in, and then slowly I push on the syringe to fill out the box. So that is 1 syringe full, so now I just put just a bit more in. I need to re-prime the syringe because you can probably see it's now empty, and then come back. Right, back for round 2. Put the syringe in shot this time so you can see. Right, now you can see it's leaking out. That means it is at capacity. But always try and put a little bit more in. You can see now that is fully filled. Now there's not much else to do now other than give it a little wipe out. And a little spray. Get the fill plug. Do that up. Right, so you can see that's all done up. That's done up. The other one's done up. Just need to give it another little spray and clean the drain hole somewhat. Other than that, that is pretty much it for this video. I'm just going to check the fluid that came out to see what it's like. Right, I'm not too sure if you can see this, but it's got like a sort of cloudy sort of metal look to it. That's all microscopic bits of metal from the gearbox, and the bearings, everything wears to some degree. Even if it's worn in, everything wears. It's friction, it's science. You can see how cloudy this one is compared to the one I just put in. If I zoom out a little bit, I'm going to fill the syringe up and you'll see how cloudy it is compared to the stuff we just put in. I'm not sure if you can see that, but it's cloudy as anything, and it's just dirt and grime and crap that has come off all of the metal components inside the gearbox. So yeah, you want to change it probably once a year, every 2 years maybe, depending on your mileage. I do it every year because I do quite a lot of mileage in this car and I like to maintain it. But yeah, that, you don't want that in your gearbox. You want the nice clear sort of honey looking colour stuff. Right, so I'm back in the garage now. The syringe has been cleaned out. Literally just some warm soapy water. Just keep plunging it up and down. This obviously is an invaluable bit of kit for that sort of oil change, or well, gearbox oil change, but I've also used it for the power steering fluid as well, because sometimes the reservoir is normally tucked right into the engine bay, so that is a good tool to get. Again, the link will be in the description. It isn't an affiliate link for the channel, so yes, I do get money from that, but all that money goes straight back into the channel, making content for you guys. That is the oil I use, SAE 75 weight GL4. I'm pretty sure the redline stuff is a good upgrade for that gearbox, which I'm looking into. I'm pretty sure it's about £75 a litre though, so I'll need like £150 worth of gearbox oil. That is probably something I'm going to do when I get a limited slip differential in there. That is coming up soon as well, so make sure you subscribe. That will probably be a 2 or 3 part series of stripping the gearbox down, cleaning the gearbox and then rebuilding it. There might even be one of really fitting the gearbox as well, but I'll also do some separate videos describing what a limited slip diff is, or an LSD, not the drugs, the thing that helps you go around corners better. But yeah, there'll be more videos coming up. Please make sure you subscribe. This is the end of the video, so thank you very much for watching. As always, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.